Hey, what's happening? Matthew Aaron here, and right now I'm going to show you how you can create basically different segmented lists of people um, that you want to stay connected with or engage with, see their posts, see what they're up to, stuff like that. Um, I'm not sure what Facebook has changed here over the past couple of months, but I've noticed that especially on my phone, it's not quite as much on my PC, but on my phone, um, I'll scroll and scroll and scroll down through my news feed on my phone to find someone that I want to interact with. I'm not sure how they're identifying or what's making them think that certain people is like who I want to see, but they're not getting it right. Um, so what you can do is you actually can create different lists of people so you can see specifically what they've posted recently. So what you do is on the left hand side here, you can scroll down and you can see where there's a option called interests, and you'll click on more. The next thing you'll do is at the top you'll click where you can add more interests, and then you're going to create a list. So you can create different lists for different types of things. Um, so you can look at the people that you're following, your friends, all that stuff. But the way it works is, or what you can do is, you can create a list for, say, you have, um, friends you went to school with. You can put them on a list. You can put your family on a list. So you can. This is creating lists of people so you see their posts. Does that make sense? So, you know, for me as an internet marketer, I'm online all the time, but I have old friends of mine and family members of mine who aren't online as much as I am. So Facebook might think I don't want to see their posts, but in reality I do. It's just that they're not on as frequently, so I don't interact with them as much. So Facebook thinks I don't want to see their posts. So what I can do is create a list of people like my old buddies or whatever, or I can do one for my friend or my family, and so on and so forth. You can create a list of people who um, do different types of marketing training. For example, you could put me on that list. So if you have a team of people that you're working with, you could create a list of the people on your team so you make sure that you engage with them, and so on and so forth. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you need to add people to your list. Now this takes a little bit more time because you actually have to select who you want to have on that list. So you can do it by simply clicking on the people's photos here, or you can search. So you can just come up into the search bar here and start typing. So you can type in my name, Matthew Aaron, and you could add me to the list, right? That's actually a page, I think, or maybe that might actually be me. Um, that's actually a different page I might have created. I'm surprised I actually can select myself. But anyways, so you can actually add different people to different segmented lists, right? So then after you've selected the people you want, and you always can add people to the list as well, which I'll show you how to do that in a second. So then you click on next. You can choose to name the list. So I'm just going to say, I'll just say so I'll just like hypothetically call this one marketing training, right? So maybe I would create a list of people um, that I typically like seeing their posts because they actually teach me something, right? And then you can select who can see this list. You can make it public so other people can see it. Just your friends are only me, right? So if you have a specific list that you don't want anyone seeing, obviously you would choose only me. Maybe you want to let your friends see it, or maybe you can make it public. That's going to be up to you, right? And I'm going to actually learn more about this and what would make the most sense for different scenarios. And when I do that, I'll let you know. But just for this, I'm just going to put friends, right? And then you click on done. So now it's created this specific list of people for whatever is marketing training. Now, of course, I just threw this together. These aren't, Aaron's great and everything, but I don't necessarily know if I would have him on a marketing training list, right? So this is just an example. So then what you can do then is simply come back to the interests again. You also can, what you can do is, so you actually can keep track of it, you can move it to your favorites. So you click on the little icon here, and you click on add to favorites. So now so now whenever I go to my regular news feed, you can see that marketing training is here. So now I can come on here, and it's right in front of, in my favorites area. So now I could always come and refer back to it later on in the day, tomorrow, or say I'm out. Like my problem right now is on my mobile phone, so I'll also be able to access my favorites on my mobile phone. So that way I actually can connect with people who I want to connect with. Now, say you wanted to do another list. You simply come down and you do the same thing. I'm going to click on interests, click on more, add interests. So now say you wanted to do, you're going to create a list. Let's just say now you wanted to do one for people that live locally nearby you, or your old friends, or whatever it is. So again, you come through, you can type in their names, so you're going to do one for old friends. So I could select my old, start putting my old friends on the list. You can, obviously, if you have a lot of friends, it takes a little while to get through here, so you may be better off, just if you have a specific group of 20 people that you want to put onto a list, you might just want to put them on there, right? So you come through and you'd add them to the list. Again, you could do the same thing for old team members and so on and so forth, right? And then you click on next, and again you can just say your old friends, old buddies, whatever. That's just for me. I'm gonna click done. So now I have my old buddies, and I could do the same thing. Another thing you could do is on any of them, whether you're, see right now you can see at the top right here it says manage list. So say I hadn't seen somebody for 20 years and suddenly they're on Facebook, right? And I want to put them on the list. So you can come to manage list. You can rename the list. You can edit the list. You always can delete a list. So you click on edit list. And you can see, hypothetically, these are my old buddies. Obviously, I don't know all these people. But anyways, what you can do is you can start adding new people to the list, right? So, let's see here. You also can add onto one list, you can add not only your friends, but you could add pages and so on and so forth. So, let's just say that, an old buddy came on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, now, let's just say, Regis is online or something like that. I don't know. And just click finish, and you add someone new, right? Say you wanted to create, say you were doing a list that, say I wanted to add pages to my marketing training, right? So I'm going to come to marketing training now. And again, just like I put marketing training in my favorites, you also can put, your old buddies in your favorites. So you actually can have everything right in, in your favorites area, so you can see it all the time right here. So come to marketing training, click on edit list. So on this list, so you can choose, okay, what are we going to add to this list? I'm going to add some pages. So I want to put on, say I want to put Ashley on here, and Ben Atkins. So now I've added them to the list, right? So now you can see that it's not only people on the list, but it's also fan pages that you can add to the list as well, right? So suddenly you have a segmented list of people that you can see. So whenever you're on Facebook and you're like, you just feel like interacting with some people or whatever, if you want to see specific groups of people, rather than having to scroll and scroll and scroll or type in people individually, you could simply go to, you know, your old friends list or your marketing training list or um, you know, team members to support list. That way, you know, you're commenting and interacting on their stuff. This is a much better way for you to be able to, or any of us, to be able to actually choose whose post we want to see. I didn't intend for this to go quite as long as it did. I hope that you got some value from this. If you did, please just go to my wall and share with me and what you learned from this, or whatever you want to do. And I will see you in the next training. What I will be doing is I'm actually setting up a new blog, and it's going to be called Free Marketing Academy. And basically, that's going to be a place where you can go to pretty much every single day, and I'll be doing different types of marketing training, just things to help you get to the next level in your business, no matter where you're at. I also, like I told you in the beginning of this, I'm going to look more into taking this simple little concept here with the interests and seeing if there's some ways that we can even do bigger things with it. I have a feeling there are. So I'm going to investigate that, and I will be sure to share it with you. All right, with that said, I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.